Failures are the pillars of success. In each human's life, there can be at least one single failure. There is no life without failures. We humans usually dislike failures and most probably face some unexpected failures in our life. Our attitude or intention towards certain important things in our life judges our true character and honesty or integrity and sincerity. If we think to fail in executing our duties properly and regularly, then that will reduce or damage our self respect, and eventually we will be worrying like anything and feeling the deep pain of failures and facing a lot of embarrassment. If we are facing continuous failures, we won't be able to increase our value and we will feel very difficult to construct our meaningful profile in an effective and efficient way. If we are truly a successful personality, we can be able to experiment desirable things in a proper, decent, and ethical way. Generally, only successful people are liked and mostly preferred by others. If we are really unsuccessful and less worthy, we might not be liked and preferred by others. So, if we are facing failures, we need to take necessary steps to avoid repeated failures, and we should know how to convert the failure into success. And we should not lose our hopes, and we need to overcome the failure with a good positive attitude. Failures reflects the inefficiency and lack of hard work, and if we are not showing any improvement after the failures, we may suffer and experience adversity and hardship, and it would impact mental problems, and you will feel very difficult to tolerate different kind of tough situations in your life. Persons who have faced many failures in life might be credulous and ridiculous, and they seem to be unimpressive or not impressive to others. So let's look for the ways to change our failures into success. We need to be cognizant about failures. First, we need to analyze and realize the weakness that we have within ourselves, and we need to make us feel very easy to improve our capabilities and skills to overcome our individual weakness. If we clearly understand and know the impact of both the success and failure, we will be smartly trying to become always successful in our life, isn't it? The impression which success can inculcate in the mind of others can be amazing and exciting and fascinating. If we are successful in our life, others will decide to be our friend. And if we are facing failures, others will not decide to be our friend and others will not treat us in a respectful way. Failures can also motivate a person positively and sensitively if he meticulously and excessively contemplates or envisages the reasons for his failures. Failures can make you to set a perfectly suitable goal that can be attained by you, that can be accomplished by you in an excellent way. Failures can make you to promote the essential skills and capabilities in a proper, sensible way for you to become a magnificent, outstanding personality. There are many types of failures faced by different persons. A student may fail in his examination, a cricketer may fail to score runs, or take wickets, or fail to take a catch. A scientific researcher may fail in his several attempts, and each of his failures will constantly motivate him to discover something new and different, and to introduce an incredible and efficient product to this advanced and well developed modern technological world. Failures might increase the challenges in your life, but it can inspire you in a better possible way for you to shine by delivering the outstanding performances. Failures are the good lessons in our life. We learn from our mistakes and failures, isn't it? Failures can improve the stability and clarity in our creative and sensitive thought process with complete perfection. Failures will allow you to reshape your mind and improvise the brain function, and it will give a better peace of mind and relaxation, and it will makes you to sustain the patience and self-control within yourself in a proper sensitive way. If you are confident and living quietly in a sensitive way, you can increase the probability to attain the expected success. Silence within ourselves will tell to our mind how to make imaginative and desirable things to happen in reality, and what kind of sensible efforts we need to do to get the desirable things in our life. So, quietness or silence can also help us to find solutions to failures. And if we are being quiet or silent, our individual mind will allow us to rethink well, and we can be able to set up our mind creatively and logically to move in the path that will take us and reach the successful goal or destination in our life. You should not be skeptical about your talent, because only by means of your distinctive talent you could able to overcome an obstacle or failure. Lethargic and reckless people usually neglect the expected or required action, and finally they face failures. Failure will create problems to your self esteem or self respect. Only successful people are always respected, but not failed people. Generally, failures are not mostly expected by the human beings, but sometimes it unexpectedly comes and causes a mood of gloom or depression. We need we should not give any type of trouble to others, even if we are in a difficult life situation. If we are faithful to the God, God will not abdicate us, and God will bestow immense blessings to our continuous prayer and save us and relieve us from all the worries, and God will give peace and happiness to us. Failures are different from what is typical or usual in our life, especially in an unacceptable way. If we dislike failures in an extreme way, we will not deviate our mind to experience failures. But some insensitive, bad minded people do not know the negative and bad impact of failures. So, motivation to be always successful is required or necessary to that type of persons to stop them frequently failing in their important duties and responsibilities. And we need to try our best to generate an interest in their mind to show better performances and cultivate a strong desire inside their mind to be consistently successful in an efficient way. Suppose if a school student fails in his final examination due to irregularities because of being improper in his studies and being unconcerned about his studies and academic career, he will create a bad impression about himself in the mind of others and consequently feel shamed, and he loses his respect and especially makes his parents to feel embarrassed or upset. So we need to put our efforts and involve in a sincere hard work to avoid failures, and that hard work could definitely enhance or increase our skills and capabilities and help us to maximize the success in our life and motivate our own mind to make a better impact by the manifestation of our own instinctive talent. If a person has a doubtful or ambiguous mind, he might unnecessarily confuse himself and others and eventually face failures in his attempts or endeavors. A person might be looking beautiful or vivacious and bold and confident and might be enjoying his life while maintaining a good sense of humor. But if he or she is not determined to execute his individual roles and responsibilities and duties in a successful, efficient way, then he might not achieve the desirable things in life and might face some unexpected failures and disappointments and might feel worried about the loss of value and respect and likings. If a young man is not concerned about his individual failures, he cannot become successful in his life. He need to learn well and practice effectively to improve his quality and efficiency for achieving the best possible results. If a person is strongly sustaining honest and ethical policies and behavior in his personal and professional life, he can experience a beautiful and peaceful good life and be free from all the problems and worries. We should know the negative impact of failures and we should consider that, and we need to try our best to avoid failures, which is nothing other than adding risk and uncertainties to our present and future life. And also, we need to obviously consider the positive impact of failures as well. Failure can induce you to experience a hard scrabble life, which involves utmost or extreme hard work and genuine struggle, and eventually you could be able to make a great impact by manifesting your distinctive talent in the best possible way. And it will bring better changes in your behavioral actions. If you fail to do something at the right time, kindly don't feel ashamed about it. And after that, you can try as many times as you want to get the needful success by proving your efficiency. Failure happens because of the dearth or the lack of capabilities to succeed in a proper and comfortable way. The concretity of cumulative or progressive ideas can materialize even a failed project and change it to a lucrative and successful project that can be tenable for yielding and making more revenue and increase the total annual income of a company. If you have failed to accomplish something that you thought and attempted to complete, then you need to insist yourself in quickly rectifying it by taking recovery or redeeming actions to avoid facing further failures and problems. Intelligent decision making also will be helpful to convert the failure into success. Failures are common in this modern world, and your seriousness and the serious reaction and the awareness about the impact of failures matters a lot and lot to pursue the improvement and to prevent the failures, and also to pursue the prosperity in your future, and also to save your self-respect and to prepare for a better bright future. If an individual person is abdicating his power or job position due to some failures, his decision cannot be considered as a pretty smart and best decision, and that particular individual needs to improve his courage and skills and try his best to deliver his performance more efficiently and effectively, and that individual needs to put more and more sensitive and intellectual efforts by adopting or taking on new and different strategies to impact better results. He can implement new inventive ideas if possible, to be more competitive and extraordinary in the industrial business environment. If you face failures, you can seek advice from sound minded persons so that you can know about the best course of action to be taken to overcome the unexpected failure. You need to utilize your time effectively and properly. And you can take time to do mental exercises to stimulate and developing your brain, and you can work towards improving the four emotional components of mental fitness, which are self-acceptance, self-esteem, resilience, and emotional management. And you can also, most importantly, you utilize your time for physical fitness, which is also essential to avoid failures and to get the needful success. You need to excuse or repent yourself when you are facing failures, and you need to limit or reduce your relishment or enjoyment while you are trying to overcome your failures. If a person has failed to discharge his roles and responsibilities and seems to be lethargic and uninterested, we can try to dissuade or prevent him from wasting his time, and also advise him to not involve in unwanted wrong and bad actions. Most obviously, we need to reduce our entertainment and focus more on our duties, because when we entertain too much of our time, our mind will get distracted and we cannot concentrate and focus more on executing our duties, and eventually we may fail to deliver the expected performances. And later, you might feel worried because of wasting your time in the entertainment by watching televisions and watching movies. You might waste your time and not do your duty properly and regularly. So kindly limit or reduce your entertainment to avoid failures. If you are auto-tuned or characterized by fullness of strength, clearness, and enriched knowledge, you might not be facing any failure in your endeavor, and you will achieve the desirable success for experiencing a phenomenal great life. Failures can also shape an individual's career in a beautiful and amazing way. If a person is truthful and straightforward, he can convert his failure into success by persistent hard work and dedication. Failures might put down or disparage or denigrate one's respect, but we should not lose our self-confidence, and we need to be firmly determined and quietly sensitive and self-motivated to increase the possibilities for getting the needful success by manifestation of your authentic or original talent. If we are not sensitively and correctly scrutinizing things, and if we lack the enthusiasm to do better, and we may face the failures. Failure is a kind of challenge, and we need to have the effective spirit and good intention to change that into a good success. You may think to become like a person who possesses multifarious skills and capabilities, but for that you should not fail to do your duty properly and regularly. Usually, persons who are intended to just fail performing their duties might feel tremulous or fearful to face things in the present and future. Failures are usually caused because of being indisciplined and discordant in their individual behavior. A capricious person, which means a person who is inconstant or unstable, variable minded person, has a psychological behavior which is typically different, that is liable to unreasonable or ridiculous changes of mood. That can also cause failure, which is not good, and generally said as a mercurial erratic temperament, and that kind of persons might not be successful even. When a person is unstable with someone or something, he won't be able to produce any better results, and that will make others to clearly identify that he is inconsistent and negative minded. And usually persons who don't have a good mental health seems to be changeable or unstable in their character. Usually unstable minded persons are not liked and admired by others, and their life might not be progressive and successful. A negative minded person might be unstable, and a negative minded person cannot experience a positive life and may face numerous failures and problems in his life. Generally, stable minded person seems to be enjoying their life actively and beautifully in a proper good way because they consider the moral and ethical principles and policies and the conventional code of conduct. A person should know to behave and perform carefully to avoid making problems and giving problems to himself and to others. So, in order to avoid facing failures, a person need to be mindful or careful and ethical and smart-minded person with a right and good attitude or intention and should possess a right and good skill and character with him. If a person is egregious or extremely bad in their behavior or performance, he need to rectify himself and because he will fail to acquire or he might not be able to get some important better things in his life if he is not rectifying himself. So he need to try to behave in a good and decent way, in a decent good way, to avoid failures and problems. Generally unsuccessful persons need effective instructions and guidance and support to know the ways to be successful and also to know how to show a better adaptability to changing situations and circumstances so that they can transform their individual personality in the best possible way. If a person fails in something, he might be considered as a frivolous person by others because that type of person are valueless and unimportant, and usually persons who seems to be wasting their time and money and seems to be unserious and senseless does not deserve better respect from others. So, if a person has failed to achieve or attain something, he should try well again and again to become successful, which is possible if he has a strong determination and an adequate quantity of useful knowledge and experience, and also the willingness to show a persistent effort to succeed and to achieve their ambition. If you face any failures, you should know to fight against the failure and put forth a smartly determined effort and make things possible as you dream. That's a meaningful connection between dream and reality. The word passion can be practically applied in the desirable and very much interested field of operations to get the anticipated or expected outcomes or results. The clever and stable attitude to show a strong and smart commitment can be acceptable by others, and that kind of persons can be well motivated and encouraged to avoid failures. The performance of failed persons are incomparable, whereas the performance and results of successful persons could be measured and compared to know the level of excellence or intelligence. Failure is an unescapable aspect of our career, but it is how we react or respond to it that determines our success. By understanding and realizing from our mistakes, and by staying focused on our goals, and by withstanding discouragement or difficulty, and by showing continued steady belief on our persistent efforts despite pursuing some procrastination or delays in the progress, which is caused due to failures, we can indisputably or surely change the failures into a stepping stone towards success. To avoid problems and difficulties, you should not fail to execute obvious important things ethically and properly in a smart and logical way. If you convert your failures into success, your career can get a wonderful shape and pursue a progressive path and attain your aspirations and ambitions. In order to develop the reliability or dependability, you need to increase your money savings, and for proving yourself as an efficient person you should know to improve your money savings so that you can be financially independent personality and more people will like you and express their interest to be your friend or life partner even. Suppose if you have failed in any of your desperate attempts, you would be somewhat notorious to others, and in this scenario, we should act with a well determined mindset to prove our talent. When someone else criticizes you after perceiving your failure, you might feel humiliated, but you should not lose your hopes and you should not reduce your level of self confidence. You should make sure that you will not repeat the same mistake again and again. And you need to be amenable or complain to change yourself in the best possible way to not repeat the same mistake. Most significantly, we need to consider failure as a very good learning opportunity, and we should be well controlled, organized, and accountable to our inevitable commitment. For most of the persons, their individual failure will inspire them and speed up or expedite their progress to attain the extremely desirable and mesmerizing great success. Generally, careless and unwanted decisions can impact failures. And if the decision making is thoughtless and illogical and unreasonable, that can also be a root cause for failures. As actress and Oprah Winfrey Madam once said, failure is another stepping stone to greatness. Failure doesn't mean that you are incapable of doing anything or you don't deserve it. It requires a lot of courage to accept failure and to restart the process on the way to success. Keeping failure in mind will not push you forward. You need to gear up and make the necessary preparations in a proper way to practice well and show better performances in your next or upcoming endeavors or efforts for changing the failures into a perfect success, so that we can be respected and considered worth enough by others, and then we will feel easy to make new good friends and reach our career goals successfully. For example, if an well educated graduate wants to become a district collector or an IPS officer, he or she might need to consistently try every year to pass the preliminary and main exams and win the final round of face to face interview to get the desirable job postings and achieve their aspirations and to experience the great dream job in their life. No one gets success at first take. Success needs your sweat, time, effort, and most importantly, patience. No matter how many times you fail to achieve your goal, you have to come back stronger every time. A fearless mindset and maintaining a positive attitude are the most imperative pillars of success. When you work out continuously by recognizing and understanding your failure, you could able to gain valuable insights and work hard for achieving your goals. Success can create an inflated feeling of pride in your superiority to others. And that egotism can create unexpected problem and identify the selfishness inside you. So it's better to find ways to stop your own ego to avoid facing problems. Egotistic attitude is not an example for a good personality. Selfish people may give up important things and stumble with instability and face failures. So it's better to be sensitive and attentive and thoughtful and show necessary consideration for the needs of other people. An diligent person will be assiduous in their efforts and will never fail to win in their persistent efforts. If you proactively identify your own individual weakness and prevent the failures, you can be significantly successful one day and show to people that how much smart you are and how much effective you are in converting your failures into a success, so that you can able to earn the needful respect from others and deserve yourself in a better way. If you are resolute and tenacious and learning from your previous failures and relentlessly working to show a better improvement, then you have to firmly keep one thing in your powerful mind, that is, nothing can hinder your path to success if you genuinely deserve for it. The crucial thing to avoid failure is to embrace a smart working approach by revealing a passionate intensity in practicing methods that was proven effective and direct your efforts towards areas that requires improvement and prioritize the substantial and meaningful work to get success. You can recover your good health, good spirits, and confidence after a setback by sincerely working to get successful results. If you are absolutely certain in converting your failures into success in a flawless way, then continuously practice self-discipline, self-control, patience, and hard work to strengthen and develop your own talent to get more success in your life. And you can also always try to be smartly working and you can try to be a calm-minded, resilient person, which means the reflection of the ability to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions. Failures are very naturally acquiring things, and we should not feel too much worried because of it. And we should motivate ourselves to be successful. And that self motivation to be successful with a strong desire to effectively impress others can make us to achieve more success in the working journey of life. And stimulately, our strong desire to achieve success can definitely stimulate our mind to shape our future career by adopting the ideal best ways with an undeniable ambition to achieve great things in life. If a failed person If a failed person considers and adapts disciplined behavior with high priority on a daily basis, he can rack up success one day and make his family members and relatives and friends delightful and make his beautiful, very good dreams come true. Maintenance of beautiful good things carefully in a proper and good way can be useful to us for many years. But if we are careless and missing it somewhere else, that clearly indicates our failure to safeguard and protect our own beautiful good things, which also indicates our careless attitude towards beautiful good things. So it is better to protect our belongings and assets proactively and smartly in a sensitive way. And we should not be an absent minded person, and we should not show negligence to protect and prevent things which may impact problems and sufferings later. Setting clear and realistic goals can motivate you to be more disciplined, and you will try to exemplify a better standard of perfection by means of constant improvement and consistent efforts. Successful people usually have a better level of earning and living capabilities. If you first achieve small goals differently and effectively, it will certainly make us and others believe that we can achieve bigger goals also. Hence, I therefore conclude this motivation speech by assertively saying that failures are the stepping stone to success and failures are the pillars of success. Individual efforts are more effectively meaningful and powerful and will have sensitive insights in it. So we can contemplate and give importance to individual efforts also. And if we are sincerely trying to convert our failure into success, and if we sincerely work hard to convert our failure into success, we can definitely achieve success, and we will be given with we can able to get logically valuable better opportunities in our life, so that we can try our best to make our achievements truly extraordinary and amazingly everlasting. Best of luck and all the best to everyone hearing this. Thank you so much.